Yo, what's going on, man? Today is April the 25th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. I'm live on Twitter. I'm also live on YouTube as well. Y'all hit the like button for me, smash the like button for me, retweet the show, all that good stuff, and let's go ahead and get started for today, man. If you guys are new on Twitter, definitely check me out on YouTube at ChrisBeCappinn, 2P's, 2N's. If you guys want to drop your plays or engage with the community, you can also do that by checking out the YouTube show as well. If you guys are new to the YouTube, definitely check me out on Twitter also, so you guys can join the audio conversation. I know people come in, both ways. It's a multiple streaming platform with additional outlets. So it's not just Twitter, it's not just YouTube. But let's get into it. So real quick, I only had one play yesterday, and that play was the Milwaukee Bucks in the first half. It was Bucks first half -3.5. They got the job done for me there. I think they were winning by 7 at halftime. Went on to lose the game. Jimmy Butler came through last night. But shout out to my guy Dream. I know he was on Giannis assists. He was on Giannis triple double plus 1,800. That's why you pay to kind of lock in, man. That's why you not even pay. You just got to pay attention because, Dream giving all his plays out for free. If you guys want to pay it forward, you can join the membership, $2.99 a month, because, it's all kind of great looks outside of myself being shared. I just, kind of bring the community together every single day. So we'll get into the 3 games that we have for today. And then we're going to get up out of here, man. It shouldn't be too long of a show. I also got some other stuff I got to get to, so I can't be on here too long. So real quick, we got 3 games today. I got one look that I gave out earlier. And I also got a couple player props that I haven't decided which ones I'm going to lock in yet. I kind of have decided. I just haven't placed them yet. Been pretty busy. So let's get into the games that we have for today. 3 closeout games for home favorites. We got first, we got the Hawks in Boston taking on the Celtics. The big dogs in this spot. Lines up to 13.5 after DeJounte Murray got ruled out for making contact with an official. The total in this game has also dropped as well, which I agree with as well. I opened at 231.5. Looks like it's now down to 230.5. And I would actually still look at the under in this spot. Haven't played it yet, but that's actually another lean that I have. We also got the Timberwolves, and I'm just talking because I'm making the banners while I do this. We got the Timberwolves going back to Mile High to take on the Nuggets tonight. They're also 10-point dogs in this spot tonight. Total of 220.5 points, it looks like, even though some 221s out there. I would also agree with the line movement there. I think the Timberwolves in a desperation spot bring their best version of a defensive effort. So I could see that game going under. I'll touch a little bit more on that in a second. And looking at the Clippers will be back in Phoenix tonight to take on the Suns. They're also catching 12.5 points is the consensus right now, with a total of about 224.5 points. So just 3 games today. I think it's probably going to be more value in trying to find the player props, but I couldn't talk anybody off the sides and totals that they're looking at as well. So let's jump into it. First game up, we got the Atlanta Hawks traveling to – hold on, I just closed my window by accident. Got the Atlanta Hawks traveling to Boston, take on the Celtics. I talked about this one, and this is actually the game that I got to play on. Line hasn't moved too much, so I'll give it out. Excuse me. I'll give it out to you guys right now, but I gave this one out to my YouTube membership group earlier. I'm on the Celtics in this one. I'm on the Celtics early. I want to share my screen real quick because there's a couple things that I want to show you guys. So the first thing I looked at was just the Celtics. The Celtics in these first 2 home games. The biggest thing I think that comes into factor here is the Celtics' ability to be able to lock in and play defense more so at home than they do on the road. So they don't really rely on their offense, too much at all. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick because I think it'll just help a little bit as far as backing up the play that I'm looking at. So on the screen right here, let's see. So I want to look at the Celtics. I want to look at them at home. They've had 2 home games so far in the playoffs. Both of those games were, of course, against the Atlanta Hawks. You guys can see here they're 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the spread as well. They smashed the Hawks from the get-go. And I've talked about this before as well. The Celtics are one of the best first quarter, first half teams in the NBA. Typically, I'm not sure what it is. I would love to be able to interview Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and Al Horford, Robert Williams, Derek White. I would interview any of these guys and try to figure out why they stink it up so much in the second half of games. So right here, you can see in the first quarter, in the first two home games, they're winning by an average of 6 points, 28.5 to 22.0. So their defense is elite at the beginning of the game. Second quarter, the lead gets even bigger, 39 to 24.5. That's a 14.5 point margin in the second half, specifically after winning the first quarter by 6 points. So taking these two things into consideration, first two games that were played, and I expect, like I said, defensive intensity to go back up to where it was at first. I'm looking at Boston early. I like Boston in the first half. I couldn't talk anybody off Boston for the full game. I think these lines are big because no DeJounte Murray, so Atlanta's going to struggle. I think Boston's going to trap Trae Young, and they're going to make it difficult. Now, with that being said, it will be a lot of player prop opportunities for the Atlanta Hawks side of things, but they could just, give up, roll over, lay down. As long as Boston doesn't get out-rebounded in this game, and that's what happened in game 3, they got out-rebounded, and Atlanta shot the ball extremely well from the three-point line, a little bit better than they typically do. So here, 29.5 plus 39 is 28.5 plus 39 is quick math says that's what, 67. So 67 to 67 to 56 is what it's looked like. So average margin of victory is about 11 points. 67 to 46. So they win in the first half on average by about 21 points. There's only been 2 games. Real quick, if I go to, let me stop sharing this. I want to show you guys one more thing real quick that I looked at. So if you go to advanced analytics and you just look at the playoffs specifically, and you look at teams and you filter this by home, you can see that the Boston Celtics, share my screen one more time real quick. And I'm only doing this because this is the only play that I really want to go, I wouldn't say heavy on, but I like the most. So here's the Boston Celtics net rating. If you guys are watching on YouTube, their offensive rating is only a 111, 111.6 in the first half, good for 11th. So they're not even close to being the best offense, but their defensive rating here, this is what I'm talking about. Third best, tied for second best defensive rating with the Lakers, and the net rating in the first. Hold on, let me make sure I got this right. I'm sorry, this is full game, so I need to filter this by first half. So first half at home specifically, here we go. So Boston is second in net rating, second in offensive rating, 126. They're scoring a lot of points, but their defense is actually third, right behind the Lakers at home. Net rating of 38.4. This is when they're doing their, most of their damage. This team is elite in the first half specifically, and that's how I play Boston. I think, like I said, they kind of let their guard down in the second half. I can see them kind of doing the same thing in this game, kind of playing with their food a little bit. So I did lay the 8 points in the first half with the Boston Celtics tonight. My favorite play of the day. I also think a look towards towards the Hawks team total to go under. 108.5, I think, is the number right now. I don't think Atlanta scores that many points tonight. I actually think the game goes under. So I wouldn't be looking towards the Celtics to go over in this game. And one of the reasons why, I'll show you guys one more thing, and then I'll get on to the next games. And I'll go through the next games pretty quickly because it's not anything that I absolutely love. Another way to kind of look at this game, you look at home favorites, laying double-digit points. So if you just look at it for this season, this is pretty interesting. I hadn't even thought about this. Just share this with you guys. So here you guys can see home favorites laying 10 points or more this season. Those teams are 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread, and they're all 3-0 to the under. So DPS right here that you guys can see means how many points they scored. Did they get to their team total? So minus 8.8 means they missed their team total by 8 points, minus 14.8, minus 1.5. So when these teams are projected to win by double digits, they typically don't score as many points as they're supposed to. You guys can see that those games are going under by average of 19.33 points. So if you was to take this year out and just let's just say we go back to 2018, you guys can see here 14 and 9 to the under. Those games are also staying under as well. You guys can also see, well, you can't see. Let me zoom out a little bit. You may be able to see this. There's a plethora of unders right here in these, games where teams are supposed to, beat these teams by double digits. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of this points me towards the under closeout game. I think if the Atlanta Hawks are going to do anything, they have to try to at least play their best version of it, put forth their best defensive effort. I like this game. I like Boston, specifically early in the first half. I laid the 8 points with them, gave that out earlier. As far as player props in this game, I think looking at Derek White is absolutely in play. This dude is 3-1 to the over on his number in the series, including both home games where he had 24 and 26 points in game 1 and game 2. Most importantly for me is the value. He shot 13 times, 16 times, and 14 times in all three of the games that he went over. But in game 3, he went under this number. He only shot 7 times in that game. He's played at least 30 minutes in each one of the games so far this series as well. And he's averaging a tad bit under 20 points. But he's shooting 58% from the field and 52% from the three-point line, averaging 34 minutes per game. So to me, Atlanta defense is trash. It's one of the reasons why they're going to exit this season. Probably, they will lose tonight, and this season will be over for them. And without DeJounte Murray, I think Derek White is another beneficiary of Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, all kind of sharing the ball and all kind of being able to fill it up on the offensive end. Another prop that I really, really love, and I probably will play this one. Derek White one I really like a lot, but we know that with Boston guards, any of those guys can get hot. I do like Derek White, but I didn't play it. Just kind of sharing information with you guys. I do love this one, though. And this one is Clint Capella, under 11.5 rebounds and assists. Dude's averaging just 8.3 rebounds and no assists in the series. He's 4-0 to the under on this number. And it's mainly because he's not averaging an assist at all. He's averaging 0.5 potential assists. He's also 2-0 to the under in the regular season. And, his minutes can be compromised with Okongwu being out there as well. He's averaging just 26 minutes in this series. And I think Robert Williams and guys like Al Horford, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, I think they do a good job of boxing them out, keeping them off the glass. I don't look for him to grab 12 rebounds tonight. I don't look for him to grab any assists. So I do like Clint Capella under 11.5 rebounds and assists. Best odds that I saw this morning when I capped it was -115 on Bet365. Keeping it going. I also, this is another one that I didn't take, but Marcus Smart, for him to go over his rebounds and assists, it was +108 on FanDuel. Love that you can get it at plus money. He's 3-1 to the over on this number in the playoffs, including 2-0 to the over in Boston in the first 2 games. For the series, he's averaging just under 5 rebounds, 4.8 on 8.3 rebound chances, 6.3 assists on 10.5 potential assists during the series. Good for 11.1 rebounds plus assists. Line sitting at 9.5, so it's a little bit of value to take the over there if you think Marcus Smart is going to have a big game rebounding and passing the ball today, which he typically does, especially when he's at home. So that's how I'm kind of seeing the first game. Next game up, Timberwolves and the Nuggets. Not a real strong play on this game for me at all. The Nuggets are the better team. The Timberwolves will be without Kyle Anderson. Looking through the beat writers earlier, it looks like Austin Rivers is going to be the guy that's going to soak up some of those minutes. He's a defensive liability. He's not able to guard anybody. I think Jamal Murray probably has another big game off the bench when Nickeil Alexander-Walker has to come out of the game. But I do think that Anthony Edwards, has another big game as well. This dude is, he said after the last game they're not going out without a fight in his post-game interview. I think the Nuggets are cool with letting him kind of go off, but, them winning the game. And he's had back-to-back games of 41, 36, and 34 points in this series. He shot the ball at least 22 times in the last 3 games as well, and he has double-digit three-point field goal attempts in all 3 of those games also, averaging 32.3 points in the series, shooting 48% from the field, 22 shots a game, and he's shooting almost 40% from the three-point line. So I'm not saying I don't think the Timberwolves are going to win this game, but I do think Anthony Edwards is not going out without a fight. I wouldn't mind laddering Anthony Edwards points from 27.5, 28.5 to potentially 30. Of course, 30, but 35. I think it's going to be a defensive game, but I look for Anthony Edwards to be the guy that can, kind of push this team to, kind of even, keep this game close. I don't see a lot of other offensive guys on this Timberwolves team that look like they're hungry, motivated to kind of, continue to play hard, that's capable of actually being able to fill it up on the stat sheet. So I think this is a game where Anthony Edwards could potentially score 40% of his team's points today. They score 100 points, he might finish with 40 of them. That's how I'm kind of seeing this game go today. Also, sneaky look. Cat, I'm on his under. I am playing this one as well. Cat under his 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists, plus 100 on DraftKings when I looked at it earlier. Simply put, I just don't trust him on the road. He's 3-1 to the under on this number. He's averaging just 28 points, rebounds, and assists in the series. He's also only shooting 43% from the field, 28% from the three-point line. The first two games in Denver, he was in Gordon jail. Aaron Gordon had him locked up with his hands behind his back. And he did not play well. He finished with just 23 points, rebounds, and assists in game 1, 24 points, rebounds, and assists in game 2. And even in the must-win game 3, Cat didn't do a lot. He had 30 points, rebounds, and assists. Aaron Gordon has done a really good job on him. I looked up some numbers earlier. Let me see. I think I still got him up. So Aaron Gordon, according to NBA matchup data, Cat has scored just 13 points while being defended by Aaron Gordon. Towns is also only 5 for 14 from the field and 1 for 4 from the three-point line in those minutes, getting to the free throw line just twice in 3 games. So you can say that, Aaron Gordon has done a really good job. Like I said, I think they more so just rely on Anthony Edwards to be able to score the ball. And, Cat goes under this 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists is what I'm looking at in this game. And then last game up, so no play on the side, no play on the total for me in the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. I do lean towards the under, though. I do think there's going to be a defensive game. The Timberwolves have been backed into this corner throughout the second half of the season a few times, with them having to play their best brand of basketball to kind of avoid to kind of make it into the play-in tournament and avoid the last seed. And they've had a lot of really, really big games, and in every one of those big games, they've kind of came up really, really clutch on the defensive end. They are without Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, punching stuff. He's not going to play in this game. He's out for the season. And now you're down Anthony. You're down Slow-Mo as well. No Kyle Anderson in this game. So I can't back the Timberwolves because of the injuries. Like I said, I feel like it's just too many at this point. But I still think that they try to slow the game down. The Nuggets will try to push pace, but I think Timberwolves try to slow this game down. Because that's the only way that they're gonna have a chance. I don't think they have enough offense. And the reason they won the last game, the game went under. If they're gonna try to win another game, I think it's gonna have to continue to be the same thing. It's gonna have to go under. So that's how I'm kind of looking at the game, but no play on the total, no play on the side for me. Last game up, we got the Clippers and the Suns. Suns laying 12.5 points now. This total is not 224.5. I'm not sure where I got that from. Oh, yes, it is. I'm tripping. It is 224.5. So it actually opened a little bit lower than what it opened than the last total. The last total was 227 when they were in LA in the Clippers game on Sunday. So this is another one where Suns get a chance to kind of close the series out. Very important that they get the job done tonight, being that Coach Monty Williams is having to play the starters 35 plus minutes, and that includes 173-year-old Chris Paul as well. He doesn't really rely on the bench. I know that they'll get Campaign back, but that bench does not see heavy minutes at all. I don't think that they have a solid rotation. Kevin Durant being injured when he slipped and fell, really kind of threw off the little bit of time that this team kind of had to kind of gel and find some chemistry. So now they're trying to do it all, on the fly. And the Clippers are not going to lay down. I don't think that they're going to lay down at all. Do I think they cover this game? Potentially. I think they could potentially cover this game. Do I think they win the game? Absolutely not. The total in this one has come down just a tad bit to the point where I don't feel comfortable taking it. I've always talked about how elite this offense is for the Phoenix Suns when they have the combination of Devin Booker, Chris Paul, CP3, and Kevin Durant on the floor. Offensive rating goes through the roof. They rank in the 100th percentile. And those are the guys that's typically going to be out there playing, 95% of the game. So closeout game, they'll also be kind of paying attention. They'll be playing the same time that the Nuggets will be playing. And if they win and the Nuggets win, then that'll be the series in the next round. So kind of important, kind of imperative that both of these teams kind of get the win, because the Clippers are an old team. They don't have a lot of young guys when you think about, taking DeAndre Ayton off this team. It's a lot of old guys on this team. Devin Booker's not that old, but Kevin Durant is. And Chris Paul, like I said, we're not going to talk about his age, but these guys are a little bit older, so they need the rest and get this game out of the way with. I'm not capping it from a player prop perspective, other than my guy Torrey Craig. I think the Clippers could come out here, scrap, keep it close. They're gonna have to shoot the ball. They're gonna have to shoot the ball well, specifically from the 3-point line. So Nicholas Batum, Eric Gordon, maybe even I'm sorry, I meant to say Norman Powell and Eric Gordon, maybe even some Nicholas Batum in this game tonight. They just don't have enough defense to be able to slow down this Clippers team. This Suns team. The Suns are elite offensively. I mean, you just watch them play in the half court, and they move the ball really, really well. They are extremely patient. They get really, really good shots, and it just doesn't seem like they're ever rushed. So I think if I'm playing the game, I'm looking at the role player. I'm looking at Torrey Craig, and I'm looking at his points, rebounds, and assists to go over. Torrey Craig he's played well throughout the entirety of this series. He's averaging the most minutes outside of those four guys that are the starters at 28 minutes per game, shooting 67% from the field, 55% from the three-point line. If you watch, majority of this series, you see that he's the beneficiary of Devin Booker and KD kind of taking on those double teams. He's cleared the 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists in 3 of the 4 games, with the only miss being in the last game. Back home, averaging 20.8 points, rebounds, and assists in the series. I'm expecting him to kind of keep it going today. Even though they will get Campaign back, it'll be his first time playing in the series. Not sure how effective he's going to be, especially in a potential closeout game. So I like Torrey Craig tonight if I'm playing anything in this game. But those are my looks, man. That's how I'm kind of looking at the game. Only official play, like I said, is going to be the Boston Celtics in the first half, minus the 8. Minus the 8 for me. As far as the player props, if you guys joined late, I did mention liking Derek White over his 15.5 points. Clint Capella under his 11.5 rebounds and assists. I will be playing that. Marcus Smart over his 9.5 rebounds. Jamal Murray, I didn't mention this one, but Jamal Murray's actually been rebounding and assisting the ball really, really well throughout the entirety of this series. He kind of went to Nickeil Alexander-Walker jail over the weekend. Not over the weekend, but I'll say over the last 2 games. Everybody was talking about Jamal Bubble Murray in the first 2 games. He had 4 threes, 6 threes, had a 40-point game, at home in Denver, and then he went to Minnesota and just kind of came up missing. We know that Jokic did most of the damage in the last game, going over 40 points. So I think Jamal Murray probably steps up in a big way in this game. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be from a scoring perspective, even though I think he does have a bigger game. I think he was held in the teens as far as scoring points last game, but I'm looking at his rebounds plus assists specifically. He's 3-1 to the over on the number in the series. Also he's averaging six rebounds, which I thought was pretty interesting. 6 rebounds, nearly 7 assists per game on the series. Good for 13 rebounds and assists. You can get the line at 10.5. Back home in a closeout game, I think he steps up, especially with how he played in the last couple games. He only had 19 points on 21 shots in the last game. He shot just 38% from the field and 28% from the three-point line. So I see Jamal Murray stepping up in this game. Like I said, I like his rebounds plus assists to get everybody else involved. I think the Timberwolves also miss a bunch of shots because they don't play as well on the road. But that's another one that I didn't mention. Anthony Edwards over his 27.5 points. I will be playing that. And I will be playing Cat to go under his 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists as well. Got to find me an underman. I got to find a little contrarian one that nobody else is on. So give me Cat under his 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Best odds were plus 100 on DraftKings. Anthony Edwards over his 27.5, over 28.5. Best odds was minus 125 on BetMGM when I gave it out earlier to my YouTube membership group. And Clint Capella under his 11.5 rebounds and assists as well. Going light on the props. Props are crazy right now. I know I hit on 2 well, I didn't hit on them, but I gave out 2 winners yesterday. The other 2 went over barely. D'Angelo Russell had to hit 3 threes in a row last night, which I'm not complaining about because I definitely needed it. My Lakers needed it as well. But he hit 3 threes in a row last night to go over his points prop when he was looking like he was definitely going to go under before fouling out. Austin Reeves went over as well. I talked about really liking Austin Reeves. And then I can't even remember who the other 2 were, but it was 2 and 2 night on the player props that I gave out. So those are the ones that I really, really like a lot. One more recap. Boston first half minus the 8. Clint Capella under his 11.5 rebounds and assists. Anthony Edwards over his 27.5, over 28.5 points. And Big Cat under 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists in the closeout game. And in the last game, Torrey Craig over his 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Probably won't play that one, but that would be my best look if I'm giving you guys anything that I like in that game today. Hit the like button for me. Share the show. Comment on the show. Let me know what you guys are on. Send me a request if y'all got anything y'all want to share. I'm going to go through the comment section real quick, and then I'm going to get to some of the people that are waiting. Let me get a couple of the guys connected. Frag, Great White, Cam. Also, I want to mention this. If you guys are DMing me, I can't, for some reason, I got to figure this out. I can't I can't DM people on Twitter right now. It won't let me reply back. Restarted my phone. Maybe need to delete the app and log back in, but it's not letting me reply to people on Twitter if you send me a DM. So I'll get back to you guys as soon as I possibly can. But I'm not able to access my well, I can see the message. I just can't reply to any of them. So just so you guys know. What's up to my guy Sean? LNN, that's prolific. Hendry. Let's see. What else? Derek White over 15.5. Okay. Sean says he likes Brogdon and Derek White. Locked in White points and Brogdon points plus assists. Jamal Murray over 4.5 boards. Okay. That kind of correlates with the rebounds plus assist line I was looking at for Jamal Murray as well. Zoned Up said he played Giannis triple-double. Shout out to Dream. Shout out to you for tapping in. Dream gave that one out yesterday. Nice, not even little. Nice big hit yesterday. Fahrenheit says he like Okongwu over 6.5 rebounds. That correlates with Clint Capella to go under his 11.5 rebounds plus assists that I'll be playing. Bogdanovich, 16.5 points and 2.5 made threes. Okay. Nah, the Laker hat is not green. It's just because it blends with the background, Coop. That's all that is, man. What do you think about Hawks team total under 55 in the first half? That's the only way I'd be able to look, Vaughn. I think a lot of people think this game is going to be, fast-paced. Celtics do not play fast at home. I already showed you guys the numbers. Celtics go under at home. If anything, the Celtics might not get to their team total, and the Hawks definitely won't get to theirs. So I do like the Hawks team total under 55.5 a lot today. I didn't play it because I played the spread, but that would be the other way that I look. Absolutely, Vaughn. I think this is the trap right here, Big Ten. I think Boston team total going up might be the trap. Not to say that they can't get there, but Boston plays a lot slower at home. They play a lot more methodical. It's a playoff. If Atlanta ever had a chance to play defense, it would be in this game, right? Back up against the wall, or either you just 1-2-3 Cancun and you just give it up from the beginning. But I think that team total going up is a mistake. I would not play Boston team total over. Not trying to talk anybody off they play, but I would not play them over. What up, Fremons? Marcus Smart, 12.5 points. I couldn't talk you off. He's just not a frequent scorer, Fremons. I know he's gone over. I was looking at his PRA over in this game. He's not a frequent scorer. He can come out there and try to get 10 assists and might finish with 4 points and not even shoot the ball a lot tonight. So I don't really like him as much, but I couldn't talk you off if that's the way you're leaning. S dot on AE. Okay, let's cash AE tonight. Anthony Ant versus Murray part 2. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Brian says, hey Chris, that line on Cat PRA on FanDuel moved up to 34.5 minus 125, just in case someone wants to take it now. I appreciate you sharing that. I saw 32.5, but if you can get 34.5, even better. Even better. Aaron Gordon over his rebounds plus points worth a look at 21.5 without Kyle Anderson. They lack size. It was already small, and Gordon finished with 22, 21, 22 without Kyle. He gets it. Okay. I think he focuses a little bit more on the defensive end, trying to slow down Cat, but couldn't talk you off if you like it. That's what what the data kind of showed you, what your eye test tells you. Westbrook is under after a big performance. I can see it, Coop. It is kind of time for Westbrook to kind of slow it down just a tad bit, man. Westbrook has been going crazy. I can see him going under. I know a lot of people like his over, but a lot of people just gonna follow the trend. And you can't always follow the trend from the last game. I know a lot of people probably lost money on Ja Morant yesterday. 22 points in the quarter. Oh man, he gonna kill the Lakers next game. I don't even think he had 22 points for the full game last night. So you don't want to kind of fall into that pattern of just taking whatever happened because it looked easy in the last game. Don't do that. That'll kill you. Trey under 27.5 points. I looked at that as well, Steph Diddy. I couldn't take it because Trey plays well against Atlanta, against Boston, in Boston too. So I couldn't get there on Trey, but I could see it though, especially if they trap him a lot. Yeah, Caleb Martin. That's who it was. Caleb Martin did cash yesterday. I wasn't on him, but I talked about that being one of my other favorite player prop looks. I didn't play Caleb Martin at all yesterday. I'm glad people cashed on it, but I didn't play him. Cat points, rebounds, and assists is up to 34.5. The under is minus 120. Appreciate you, Jamrock. Nikhil Walker 1.5 threes. Ant spoke highly of him in the post-game interview shooting the ball. He did. He told him he got to keep shooting with confidence. He's definitely going to let him fly today, I think. I just don't know if he can make him on the road in that altitude in Denver. It's a different beast than being at home where everybody kind of got your back. He's a young player as well. So I couldn't talk you off. He should jack him up. He's going to get a lot of looks with the attention that Anthony Edwards and that Karl Anthony Towns going, kind of grab today as well. So yeah, that's enough time, man. I don't want to go too long, but yeah, let me finish getting the rest of the guys up. Cam, I'm gonna come to you first, and then Great White, and then I'm gonna kick it to Breezy in the building. Get Breezy up, Frag and Dream up as well. Start us off, Cam. What's going on? How you doing today, my brother?
Yo, it's good, man. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Good, man. I'm just heading to the gym, gonna work out before these games. D'Lo hurt you yesterday, dog.
Yeah, he had to. He had to, right, Cam?
Yo, but hey, I knew you weren't gonna be upset about it. I also I don't know why I thought Charles Brooks was gonna do any good. I like to buy on his stocks, but AD cashed us out again, so that's been my cash cow. Most of the stocks have been. That's actually been those are my plays, and the AD over 4.5 has just been automatic at this stage. It's gonna be juice if I killed now, but yesterday I think was the last round. But today, I'm on Trae Young stocks over 1.5, so those plus blocks. It's got a 100% hit rate against Boston. Simply put, my formulas worked on these plays. I'm like 7-3 on defense. It's basically just looking at guys who have real heavy activity. Like, I'm not saying Trae's a good defender, but he's got a lot of activity out there, flailing hands. All it takes is a little bit of a deflection, and that's one steal. And then somebody just handing him the ball, which typically happens at least once a game when you got Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and those guys kind of dribbling a lot. So, again, 100% hit rate. It's plus money. Just that for me was just an easy one to look at. I've hit on it a few times too, so put back to the wall there. And then KCP over 9.5 points. This is a look I like because you're right. Like, the props have kind of been killing everybody other than Jimmy Butler. Like, everybody shoots to play Jimmy Butler points this whole time. Like, straight up. He's the only one who's been like, it didn't matter what the line set at. He just hit it. KCP zigs and zags, as you notice. And so typically after a game that he goes under his prop, he goes over. I've been tracking. Last game he went under. But one thing that's been very consistent is his minutes. Playing like 40 last game, obviously overtime. But he's been playing no less than 30 minutes, getting no less than 10 shots up a game. And he's hit that line at over 50%. So when he hits it, he gets typically around 12, 14, because he shoots threes. And without no Kyle Anderson, I'm not really sure who's going to check him. And I think what we're going to see tonight from the Nuggets is that the Joker, they don't really win when he puts up 50, like 40. Like, yes, obviously it's good for him to put up 40 points, but it's better when he's distributing. So I think there's going to be a lot of double teams on him. He's going to be looking for those guys, and KCP's always one of those dudes sitting in the corner wide open. So KCP over 9.5 is at -115. So those are my two plays: Trae Young stocks and KCP points over 9.5.
Okay. KCP points over 9.5 and Trae Young over 1.5 steals plus blocks. I couldn't talk you off of those, Cam. The other thing I'll mention about your boy Trae, Cam, is that Trae's automatically going to get a lot of he's going to get a lot of chances to get steals and blocks because they're going to try to ISO him, of course, in the offense. So he'll get a lot of time playing defense tonight. How I'm kind of feeling about this game for sure. So could not talk you off of that.
And that's the thing. I think he plays more minutes tonight. Like, if it's even remotely close, like, you just go for broke, right? So you also got him on the floor, and you're right. They're gonna put him in ISO like crazy, so he'll get some of those flashes. But yeah, man, I like it because especially with these stock splits, I basically look at the guys and I think, can this guy get that number just with one, like, blocks or steals? And like for Trae, you can easily get 2 steals, right? So if you get that lucky block, when they pull up and a guy just like knocks it down, they don't give him a steal, they give him a block. That's how I look at it. If you can get it with one, might as well go after your stock. It's lower value, but it's
yeah, for sure. Okay. Hey, best of luck, Cam. I hope you catch him, my brother. Hope you catch both of them. My guy. KCP over 9.5 points and Trae Young steals plus blocks combo for my guy Cam. Great White, you up next, my guy. What's going on? How you doing?
Good, brother. Good, man. All right. So my first play, I'm gonna have to try to talk you off. Marcus Smart under.
No. You don't got to talk me off. I wouldn't take the under. I was just saying that for me, Great White, Boston is they're a really tricky team, man, because they have so many guys that can kind of fill it up, right? It could be anybody's night. I talked about Jaylen Brown on Friday night, going back home, being in Atlanta. Thought he would turn up at the crib. I think he has like 15 points, and they lose the game, but it wasn't because of him. It was because they didn't play any defense. And then what does he do in the next game? Right back to 31, right? So of course I missed the train, and it kind of feels like that for any of those guys, right? Like I feel like Boston could win this game by 15 today with Tatum having 20 points, because any of those guys could step up on any given night. And it's some of those guys in this series that we haven't seen a 20 to 30 point game from, you know what I mean? So you're not gonna have to talk me off. I'm just a little hesitant. It's almost, they remind me a little bit, Great White, of like the Miami Heat, right? When the Miami Heat play, it's really hard to find that guy that's going to be there when they have everybody, right? Imagine they have Victor Oladipo, they have Tyler Hero, they have Strus, Gabe Vincent, all of the guys, Kyle Lowry, everybody, all hands on deck. It's hard to figure out who's going to be that, that next guy. And I kind of feel that way about Boston. But go ahead, what you got on Marcus Smart?
All right, so I got Marcus Smart over 21.5 PRA.
Okay.
So pretty much in this series, he's gone 4 for 4 over it, averaging 28 PRA. He's played at least 29 minutes in every single game. Played 29. I believe it was the last game. The other ones were in the 30s. And in 2023, from January to now, including the playoffs, he's gone over 21.5 PRA in 7 of his 8 games that have been at home. He even had a couple of them where he only scored single-digit points, but his rebounds and assists, they were through the roof, so he was able to make up ground with those. So I'm going to take a stab at his over 21.5 PRA tonight. Then, staying in that same game, I agree with you about Capella. Going on Yeka Okongwu over 6.5 rebounds. I got it at plus 100. Now, when Murray hasn't played this year, it's been 8 games where Okongwu's played in those games where he's been missing. He's gone over 6.5 rebounds in every single game, averaging almost 9 rebounds per game. And one of those games was at Boston, just like tonight. And that was on April 9th, and he grabbed 9 rebounds playing 26 minutes on that night. So I think he's going to have opportunities tonight to hit this number. And then my last play is going to be Jamal Murray, over 2.5 3-points made. In his last 10 home games, Murray has gone over this number 9 times. He's also averaging 9 3-point attempts per home game within that span, including 10 in each of the last 2 home games versus the Wolves, where I think he hit 4 and then 6 in the other game. But that doesn't matter. He's going to have his opportunities tonight. He shot bad the previous game, I believe it was. So I think this is going to be a makeup game for him, at least from 3. And those are going to be my 3 plays tonight, brother.
Okay, so we got Marcus Smart. Who was the second one, Great White?
Onyeka over 6.5 rebounds.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then last one, Jamal Murray over 2.5 3-pointers.
Jamal Murray over 2.5. I think it's a great bounce back spot for Jamal Murray tonight. Great White. Absolutely love a bounce back spot for him, especially with how he was shooting the ball, at home before he left to go on the road. And typically those those guys that are they kind of look at the box score, they look at their game, go back and watch film, and they make adjustments. I also think that they want to finish they want to close out tonight as well. I read some stuff that said Michael Porter Jr. was, talking to some of the beat writers. He said, the last thing we want to do is have to go back to. We do not want to have to go back to Minnesota. So I think they want to try to get this game over with tonight as well. Jamal Murray should have a big part in that. So like the looks from Great White. I hope you cash in, my brother, and appreciate you sharing them as always.
Yes, sir. One more thing. I know you guys have heard this before, but Heat and 5. All right, man.
Heat and 5. Okay, that's the first one. Great White. I heard people say that they're gonna win now. I ain't hear nobody say 5. They pull that one off whenever they play. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be bananas. We'll see. We'll get there when we get there, though. Breezy, what's going on, lady? How you doing?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What's going on?
To piggyback off of the first 2 guys, I'm actually going with Marcus Smart tonight.
Okay.
I have him in 2 parlays. I'm calling it the Smart Day.
Okay.
So we're in Game 5, right? If you look back to last season, each either elimination game or series clinching game or a game 5 of that series, he has gone over 20 points and 3+3s in each of those games. So I'm gonna take him. In my first parlay, it's plus 425. This is on DraftKings if anybody wants to tail it, but it's 18 plus points, 3+3s, and 1 steal. He's had 3 steals in 3 of the last 4 games versus Atlanta in this series. So I'm rolling with that, as well as a plus 659 parlay on FanDuel at 20 plus points and 3+3s.
Okay. Both of those so that's just a Marcus Smart line, like like a same game parlay with his numbers inclusively.
Yes.
Okay. So Marcus Smart 18 points, 3 threes and 1 steal for Breezy in one parlay, and then she got Marcus Smart 20 points and 3 threes parlayed as well for plus. You said 659, right, Breezy?
Yep, 659 on the 20 points and 3 threes, and then plus 425 for the other one.
Okay. If y'all looking for a little parlay, and Breezy be cashing these, y'all check her page out. I saw you cash yesterday, Breezy. I said okay. Yeah, look, we ain't gonna talk too much about it, Breezy. But yeah. Look, we don't want to jinx it, but yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Best of luck to you, Breezy. I appreciate you sharing this.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, let's keep it moving. Frag, you up next, and then I'm kicking the dream. What up, Frag?
Yo, Chris, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, my guy. What's going on, Frag? How you, bro?
Good, man. Seen better days. First off, man, shit that I put out here yesterday was straight ass. 1 in 3 day. If anybody tailed that those plays gave out yesterday, those were some bad picks. To Kyle Lowry, I'm not too sure what I was seeing in him. He looked like just old. He looked old out there. So, my bad if anybody took those plays. Gonna try to bounce back. First one, I'm going Nuggets minus 3.5 first quarter, and then I'm taking them minus 6.5 in the first half as well. Like you said, I think they're gonna try to get them out of there early. And then with Kyle Anderson being out, that's just a big, a cog piece in their offense as far as running offense through them and playing defense as well. Gets steals, blocks. He just plays good all around player, and I just think now he's missing. Nasri's out. Daniels is out. I feel like it's just they're going to be relying more on McLaughlin, Walker, and just more minutes for them guys. So I think it's just all going to come to an end, especially early for them.
Okay.
And then the last play, those 2 ones I'm going to go full unit, and then the other last one I'm going to go with. I'm going Derek White 14.5 points, just for a half unit. Like I said, I got smoked on player props yesterday, so I'm just gonna take it easy on them and just see maybe I can hit on side. But I'm going Derek White 14.5. I was just looking around and just looking at their box scores and stuff. I see a lot of love for Marcus Smart, which is cool. I get it and all, but I just didn't get his line. I think he's had like 20 points in one game. I think he said 3 out of 4.
Yep.
And then they hung a 12 and they hung a 12.5 on him. I just thought it was just weird. And then I was looking on FanDuel, and then they just have like a weird player boost, like a boost on for the Celtics game. It's any Celtic to score 40 points against the Hawks. I just thought that was really weird for them just to randomly put out a boost like that. So I'm thinking this is going to be a collective effort as far as like Brogdon, Derek White, even maybe an Al Horford might chip in. I just think it might be a collective unit. I don't think it's going to be like a 2-man show as you've seen on the road. It was like JT and JB going off for 30 apiece. I think Derek White steps up to 2 points. I think is a good look. I don't mind the Marcus Smart look. I just thought the line was too low for what he's been putting up. So I'm just gonna go with Derek White.
Okay. Derek White points. I also talked about that one as well, Frey. I don't know if you was in here when I first mentioned it, but Yeah. I could not talk you off, bro. It's what the research shows me as well. And he been getting the minutes. He also just shooting the ball so well, man. Atlanta defense is, man, it's shredded cheese, bro. It's real thin. It's real soggy. It's like mashed potatoes. It's bad. No consistency. Yeah, it's horrible. That defense is pretty bad, man. I think Derek White has been a big beneficiary of that too. Just the way the Celtics move the ball. I can see that, Frag. I didn't get there quite yet, but like I said, that's just what the research kind of led me to when I was looking at it earlier. Like you said, 3-0, 3-1 to the number. Every game that he shot the ball, at least I think it's 12 times he's cleared the number as well. And I don't see why he, would not, do it again today, playing almost 34 minutes in a closeout game at home. So could not talk you off of that one at all, Frag. And Denver's gonna be interesting, man. I'm gonna try to make sure I'm up and catch the first half of the game. I'm probably gonna fall asleep if I'm being honest. But another reason why I don't really want to have a play on the game, but it's gonna be interesting to see if they can impose their will, in the first quarter, in the first half. I do think that they will, but y'all know how I feel about Minnesota, man. I just don't want to bet against them. But I could see this one getting out of hand for real, Frank. Just because, like you said, they crumbling, man. This, it's the bottom of the barrel. Honestly, Timberwolves probably can't. Yeah, they probably can't wait for the season. They need the season to end so they can get healthy. They got a lot of guys on that list, and I still don't think we ever saw Cat 100% since he's been back as far as health and cardio and just kind of putting it all together. It's also going to be interesting to see what they do with Rudy Gobert next year because he can't be a part of that team if they want to win, in my estimation. But that's a whole conversation for a different day. Appreciate you, Frag. I hope you catch the looks, my guy.
Yeah, just one more last thing, if that's cool.
Yeah, what's up?
Just I had to lean as well on an under on John Collins, 11.5. I just think this might be his last game in Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he might be packing his bags as far as if you go back, if you could do some research, him and Trae Young had beef back in the day. They was it was public too. They wasn't happy with the offense, especially John Collins kind of outed him as far as just Trae's chucking too many shots and. With DeJounte being out, I think John Collins might not get any looks. And DeJounte actually stuck up for John Collins when he was playing and stuff. They had an interview. He was saying we need to get John Collins the ball more and stuff like that. But now he's out. It's back to day one with how before they had DeJounte. So that was a lean I was looking at. But 11.5, I just felt like it was too low. And he's kind of treated me well. I've bet on him a couple overs. He's helped me with money, so I kind of couldn't get there. But that's a lean that I was looking at.
John Collins under, okay, yeah, that'd be a super contrarian look, especially with no DeJounte being there today. But I can see your reasoning for it. It kind of makes sense for sure. Okay, appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing that insight and analysis around that look specifically, but also on Mr. Derek White and Denver in the first quarter, first half as well. Okay, Dream, Mr. Giannis triple double. What's going on, Dream?
What's the vibes, my guys? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good. How about yourself?
I can't complain, man. Busy day, but I was able to get some capping in this morning. Just recap. I appreciate the kind words, man. But I missed my straight. Giannis ain't go over his rebounds 11.5. My man had 7 in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't go over. But I'm not complaining. I'm just recapping.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm glad he got 10 rebounds. And if y'all tell, even if it was some people who hit me like, yo, I just held the 8 assists. That was plus 400 when I got off here. So I'm going to try and do it again today. So my first play, Aneka Okongwu under 8.5 points. It's 7.5 now. I still like it. It could be 8.5 at DraftKings. You know how they do. They have an 8.5 minus 130, 135 up there.
Mm-hmm.
But simply put, if y'all been coming to the show, man, y'all know I've been on this points and rebounds a lot. They've been good to me. They haven't been that good this series, even though they lowered the number. So, I still was monitoring the line and all that. And I seen that his points moved up and his points and rebounds moved up. think Bray White had already talked about his rebounds. So that's why I stayed off of the under for the points and rebounds, because he could have 9, he can have 10 rebounds tonight easily. But as far as the points, I just don't understand why they moved up. Yeah, DeJounte Murray is out. It's gonna be more shots and all that good stuff, but he's not gone over this number the entire series. He's had 8 points once, and that was in the game he went 4 or 5. He averaging like 3-4 shots a game. So, maybe, Trey gets double teamed and that turns him into a facilitator, and Oneko Okongwu goes for 15 and 10 tonight. Who knows? But I played this under 8.5 points, and I still like it at under 7.5 points. They could get blown out, and he might not even be on the floor in the fourth quarter. It might just be some guys we never really heard of like that in the fourth quarter. So, I like that. Next, Ant Edwards over 2.5 stocks, steals and blocks. That's on DraftKings. It's juiced. When I played it, it was minus 140. I don't know what it is now. Last time I looked, it was 145. But he's gone over this line every game. It's looking like playoff end is a thing. And real quick, we on great time, so I don't want to hold you too long, my guy. But I do want to get you. I already know how you feel about Ant, but I want just a little more convincing, because I just don't. Everybody be throwing crazy words around. I know you use the crazy word, but you're not the first dude I respect that says some crazy stuff. I'm like, what? What? Come on, man. Like, come on. So, but anyway, Ant Edwards over 2.5 steals and blocks. He's going over this number, and I mean, he is a dog. Say what you want about him. He a dog. So, I can see him getting in them passing lanes. I can see him also getting a nice chase down block. And that brings me to my next play. Devin Booker over 2.5 steals and blocks, and that's plus 125. I put it on my page wrong by mistake. I said 135. I got it at 125. I'm not sure what it is now. But yeah, he's gone over this line every game in the playoffs but one. In the first game of the series, he had 4 steals and 3 blocks. And my guy Cam was just talking about it. So basically, man, these stocks, what I've been noticing, especially with Brunson on damn Sunday, stuff that I think are steals, if you hoop before, if somebody going up for a layup and you strip it, we just thought that was a strip, that was a steal. At least that's what I always thought. That's a steal.
Facts.
But they're calling that a block now, because they're saying that he's gone into the shooting motion. So that's why you're seeing Russ with 4 blocks. Yeah, he have a couple blocks on KD behind his head.
Chase down joints, yeah.
He got some strips, and they call those blocks. So that's why, to me, it's safer to play the stocks.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Because you don't know what they're gonna rule it. I don't even want to be trying to play.
Don't chance it. Yep. Don't chance it.
That was something. I don't know what it was. Except for Jalen Brunson, who curiously got the ball thrown to him at the end of the game on Sunday, and they ain't call that a steal, but that's another conversation. So yeah, we on book over 2.5 steals and blocks, plus 125 on DraftKings. Next is Sadiq Bey. I got it at 10. I gave it out this morning. It was 10 points, minus 110 when I posted, 115 when I posted it. Then it got to 140. Now it's unplayable, but I say all that to say this, similar to the Gabe Vincent. I like it at 11.5. I love watching bum teams, because that's what the value is. And Sadiq Bey, if I know anything about Sadiq Bey, he's going to shoot. It's 15, 16 shots to be had. He's probably going to get 7 of those. I don't know if he's going to start. I don't know if he's going to be the first one off the bench, but Gabe Vincent kind of been fronting lately, because one game he had 4 shots, and the last game he just couldn't shoot. Well, I'm telling you what, Sadiq Bey probably going to get 10 shots. I would bet that Sadiq Bey going to get 10 shots. So if he's going to get 10 shots, 2 or 3 of them would be threes. If he have a good game or a decent game, he should go over this 11.5. So I'll give that out as an official play. Sadiq Bey over his 11.5 points. Blunt money bets real quick. Then I'm going to get into a future that I like. That ain't really a future. And then I'm going to ask you about Ant real quick. So the blunt money bets is simple. I got a couple lays posted on my page, but Russ to score 35 at 850, plus 850 on FanDuel. That's 900 right now. I know somebody said Russ is due for regression. He is. I can't talk you off actually playing his under 1.5 threes at plus money, because it's Russell Westbrook under 1.5 threes. But if I know my guy, he's not going to stop shooting, and this is last game of the season. So yeah, Russ, 35 points. I thought it was going to be 40 plus 900, but nah, 35 points plus 850, but it's 900 last time I checked, which was 2 minutes ago. And Edwards, I got this play straight from ChrisBeCappinn. So if you cash, expect a nice little ad. And Edwards 40 points plus 1,000 for playoff Ant. I mean, 40 points. Ant might shoot it 27, 28 times. Who knows? So give me 40 points for Ant at plus 1,000 and Trae Young. 40 points plus 950. Yeah, he could get double teamed, but Trae Young is he's a guy who just performs when the lights are brightest. And if they're down 15 points with 3 minutes left, and that boy got 30 points, guess what Trae Young gonna do? He gonna get 40. That boy is gonna be going into people, getting fouls, jacking threes. Like that boy gonna try and get his 40. So yeah, give me Trae at plus 950. Can't talk you off a Trae 14 assists at plus 500 on FanDuel either, but that's not official. For the future, real quick, I got the Dubs plus 125 this morning. Well, I got it, literally this morning, but I gave it out this morning as well. At like 9. To win the series. I just couldn't believe the line. Now this is obviously before the news came out about Fox. Now I see you, Stephen. Now you good because I could be wrong. Fox is coming back. He playing. But the way I looked at it was this: even if De'Aaron Fox come back with a fractured shooting hand or shooting finger or finger on the shooting hand, whatever you want to call it, like I don't expect him to be 100%. Obviously, I don't expect him to be the De'Aaron Fox that we've seen. Plus, we know Draymond grimy, Gary Payton Jr. grimy, Wiggins even got a little bit of that, especially Clay. Don't let the lights get fooled. You play grimy, slap right down on that hand, and it could be over. So yeah, if De'Aaron Fox is gonna be 70%, the Dubs is gonna win that game. And then we already know it don't matter if De'Aaron Fox was 100%. The Dubs are not losing Game 6 at home. It's not happening. So yeah, if you're gonna give me the Dubs to win the series plus 125, that's basically saying the game tomorrow is plus 125. Right now, last time I checked, it was minus 110. Same thing. I don't know what the updated spread is with the Fox News, but I can't talk you off it, or maybe it's smarter to just money line them both. I haven't seen what the money line is right now. You know, obviously, if the money line is like, I don't know. Just for me, for the series, I'll take the Dubs plus 125, and I still like it at minus 110. So yeah, all my plays is on my page. If you missed anything, and Chris, tell me why Ant Edwards got a chance to be the GOAT. I do like that he a dog. I do like that he competitive. But yeah, come on, tell me something about Ant, man.
So for me, Dream, Ant remind me a little bit of like Ja, like with the fearlessness, right? Ja, like you watch Ja warm up like these last couple games in LA. This dude weighed like 75 pounds, bro, soaking wet, but he just got trampolines in his ankles. So he's fearless, right? He goes to the rim. You see him like try to jump over LeBron yesterday. It's crazy some of the stuff that he does. So for me, I see like the intangibles of like just being extremely coachable. He does everything the coach asks him to do. He can't play with no more effort. The dude plays with effort like he like only gonna play 3 minutes a game. You know what I mean? Like he comes in with the energy that you would expect from like the guy that know he's only gonna play 3 minutes a game. And he plays like that every single time down the floor. As far as athleticism, like the dude can jump, he can run, he quick, he fast, and it's the difference between being quick and fast. Hopefully people know the difference, but he's quick, he's fast, he's shifty. And for the biggest thing I think for me is just that like I really feel like the Nuggets are like, yo, yeah, like let's just let him go off. We've seen other teams do it before, right? Like we've seen teams do it with Jokic, right? Like let's just let Jokic destroy our center, but nobody else get involved and let him go for 47. Hopefully he only have 5 assists and get 15 rebounds. But we don't want him to have a 21 point, 16 assists, 14 rebound game, right? Like let's just let one person kill us, right? People used to do it with Shaq all the time until that one person couldn't take the beating anymore. And that's how I kind of feel like from me watching the series, that's how I feel like what they're doing with Ant. Like they're just like, all right, cool. Well, if he's the only person that's going to beat us because Aaron Gordon is slowing down Cat, and they just got Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Mike Conley, then we cool. Ant can score 40. They'll score 102 points, and the rest of the team will score, 62 points tonight combined. That's how it kind of feels like what it feels like to me, Dream. And Ant is a warrior, dog. Like, he's not going out without a fight. He kind of, showed it. If people watched the post game interview, he talked about going to Cat House the night before. Nikhil Alexander Walker was over there as well. And he just got this spirit about him. I think that's probably what I like more about him than anything else. He just got this real good spirit about him. Dude, you can tell he's just a solid, humble, hardworking dude. And he's only 21 years old, man. He's the total opposite of everybody on the Memphis Grizzlies when it comes to maturity. And that's something that you can't buy or you can't teach or you can't practice. So to me, he's just like, he's that guy when it comes to the young, studs in the NBA, man. I'm real high on Ant. I love Anthony Edwards, bro. this dude is amazing, Jay. So and then like I said, that's just the what I see, what I observe. But I gave the numbers out as well. What I said, he done shot he shot 22, 23, and 27 times in the last 3 games. Double-digit three-point attempts in all of them as well, averaging 32. 22 shots per game, shooting 40.5% from the three-point line. Like, to me, that's enough for me to be like, yeah, I just, I put a little something on this 40 with you. I'm laddering him tonight, Dream. Could be the last potential time that I see him this year. So, and it probably will be. So I think he go out with a bang tonight. I'm not looking at anybody else on that team. If I had to say, Chris, if Anthony Edwards doesn't go for 40 and somebody else on this team is going to go for 40, who is it going to be? I think it'd be Cat, but I don't think it's going to be Cat. And if I say it's not Cat, then I don't think anybody else on that team is going to be able to do that. And the only way they're going to be able to keep this game close is if somebody goes off. That's how I kind of see the game tonight, Jay.
All right, man. Yeah, that was a great soliloquy, man. Right in the interest of being puff and keeping this nice and short, I'm just going to say the biggest thing that you said that I agree with is, like, of all the young boys, and I love me some LaMelo, man, but at the end of the day, I feel like all the young boys is, like, really into, like, the IG, and, like, they already came into the game with a bunch of, what's the word, entitlement. Like, when you look at Kobe at 18, I hate not to compare him to the greatest, Kobe, but I'm just saying, like, when he won that dunk contest, bro, like, he was a demon. Like, he was like, nobody know who I am. Y'all don't think I'm good at 18. I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to come in and just put on the show. Like, the young boys, they already got IG, they already got massive following, so they already getting NIL money, so they're not really coming in with the same, like, kind of dog-like mentality. That's why they're not in the dunk contest, and that's probably why the All-Star game kind of trash now. But Ant is one of the only ones that I can think of that's not like that. I'm sure he do the IG and all that other shit, but when it come down to it, like you said, he a dog, and he do got, like, that just a humble, nice spirit out here. Like, yo, I could beat anybody, but it is. If I lose, I'm just, hey, it is what it is. Good job. You know what I mean? That's it. So appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The other thing too, Dream, is the competitiveness, right? Like, I think that's sometimes overlooked. But dude's the ultimate competitor, man. That you think about what separate Jordan, what separate Kobe, they just want to win. And the same way, bro, whatever it take, like he just wants to win. And you hear him talk about that. That's why, and he loved a hoop. That's the other thing. Like, not to get too far off topic, but you listen to the Damian Lillard podcast that just came out where he did the pod with JJ Redick, the old man in the 3, and he talked about the entitlement that you mentioned in Dream for these young players, and how just because they get the bag because they're first round pick and the whole team is kind of theirs already, and they just kind of get the keys to the whip. It ain't used to be like that. Even if you was the guy that was making the most money and it was quote unquote you thought it was going to be your team, you still had to go through things. And I feel like Ant, has had those vets in his corner, thinking about guys like Patrick Beverly. You know what I mean? Him and Pat still talk. They real cool, close to this day. So he got, OGs in the game as well. Guys that, just want to see him do well. It seemed like he got the right kind of head on his shoulders. So, Swiss says he needs to lay off the Popeyes, but he's so young, man. That stuff gonna digest through his body. He'll get himself right when he get it. The Fritos, the Cheetos, all that stuff, man. Ant gonna keep doing his thing. If he doing all that with it, imagine what he'd be doing if he was vegan. That's all I say. But let the man keep eating his Popeyes, man. That's what he want to eat. I don't eat that, but if that's what he want to eat, let him eat it, man. Let me kick it to Kosai real quick because I know you've been waiting for a minute, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. I'm gonna come back to you as well, Great White. What up, Kosai? How you doing, my brother?
Bro, man, I'm doing good, man. I listen to y'all, man. I've been on a hiatus because nothing been hitting for me. Dream been helping me out. You've been helping me out. Frag, everybody. I just been listening now. But today I only got 2 plays for real.
What you got? What you liking?
I like DeAndre Hunter assist, believe it or not. I saw it on Bet365 plus money right now. And the reason why is because, one, like everybody's saying, DeJounte Murray's going to be out. And then also, I looked at his potential assists. The last 2 games in Boston, he had 6 in the 2 games. But I just remember the first game, I bet his points. And he didn't hit his points because he was in foul trouble. And he didn't hit his assists either. But in the second game, once he got some playing time and was playing well, he hit his points and he hit his assists. So I'm on his assists is at plus 140 right now. I just think, like Dream said, I think it was Dream, the ball's going to be in other people's hands tonight. I think other people have to make plays and step up if the Hawks even have a chance. But I don't think they're going to win. But in order for them to win, someone's going to have to step up and make plays as well. It's not going to only be Trey. I think Bogdan, he's going to have a game too as well. I played his points the other day and it hit. So I'm on that right now. DeAndre Hunter assists. And then I'm on Bruce Brown's assists as well. I don't know, man. I hear everybody talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves are like leaving tonight and stuff like that. They got a lot of injuries and stuff. I don't know. I think they got one more in them. I think just because of the way Ant's talking, like you guys just hyped him up. I just feel like he got one more in him. He's instilling confidence in others. Talking up everybody, talking about next man up. The one thing I will say though, he didn't say nothing about Cat. If you looked at him, he did not say a word about Cat. He said Mike stepping up. He said Nikhil. He said, man, I love Nikhil. He said Rudy. Like he talk about everybody. He did not say a word about Cat. I'm with you on that under tonight. He did not say nothing good about that man. He didn't say anything. He just cut his mouth shut. So I'm on Cat's under, like you said. Some people talk about Marcus Smart. I was on that, so I didn't even bring it up. And Tony Craig, you said as well. But the Bruce Brown assist, just the same thing. I saw the potential assist. I liked it. It's at plus money right now. Bet 365 at 110. So I'm taking that. The assist for Hunter, Brown, and then Cat under is PRA. The Marcus Smart PRA as well. And then the Tony Craig, I like his PRA as well. So those are the only plays I'm on. And I actually did a little sprinkle on the money line for Minnesota. I just think they got one more in them. Like, you ain't going to give your all for one game. Like, he literally said he don't want to be swept ever in his career. I know he's not going to get swept now, but I think they got one more in him.
Yeah. Oh, man, because I hope you're right. Honestly, I'm not betting on Denver, so I hope you're right. But I don't know if they got it, man. They're gonna need heroic performances from. I'm looking at this roster. Rudy Gobert, the best he gonna get you is about 12. Like that's one of the reasons why I can't back this team is because of Rudy Gobert. You're gonna need an astronomical night from a guy like Mike Conley who had 19 in the last game. You're gonna need Nickeil Alexander-Walker to hit those 2 threes again. You're gonna need him to hit more than those 2 threes because Denver turned up at home. Their offense is gonna be better. Their defense is gonna be better at home as well. Defensively, I think they can, like I said, I think the game goes under because you see the best, defensively from this team. But man, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, Kosai. I'm gonna definitely be up. I'm gonna watch this game, man, because if Ant go out, I want to see how my guy go out tonight for sure. But best of luck on Mr. Hunter and Mr. Bruce Brown assists. Kosai, I hope you catch the looks, my guy, and we'll see what happens in the games tonight. Great White, I'm gonna kick it back to you. What's going on, my guy?
Yeah, I was just gonna add about Edwards that what we haven't seen from him is we haven't seen that big highlight dunk in this series, and I'm hoping that we get it tonight because if it does, it's gonna ramp up the Wolves for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I forgot all about that. Ant will put you on a poster. I don't know if people know this, but he actually was a football player. He was playing. I mean, you can kind of tell, right? He looked like a running back. He looked like a safety. He was a football player before he was a basketball player, and he just got that athletic ability, bro. That the other thing is this, right? And we'll see a little bit more exposure. Teams will start to expose us a little bit more. Not necessarily the Nuggets, but the Denver Nuggets are most vulnerable in the paint, right? Like when you think about putting Jokic in the pick and roll and just being able to score, he's not going to get in foul trouble. He's not going to defend a lot of shots. I always say he can't jump over a single loose leaf sheet of paper. So I'm not worried about him. And I think Anthony Edwards continues to go to the rim, attack the paint. Also, I don't think he's going to force his 3-point shot, but if he's hidden, he's going to continue to shoot him, in good rhythm. But he's the one guy for me that can kind of get to the rim, and it's really going to be on the refs too. How many foul calls does he get? Right? How many free throws does he take? In the last game, he shot 5 of 6 from the free throw line. So he has to be aggressive and continue to play downhill and try to get to the rim, attack the paint. Especially if you can get Jokic in foul trouble while also picking up 2 points, a potential 3-point play. That's what's going to keep them keep the game kind of close today. Let's go Dream, then Frag, and we getting up out of here. What up, Dream?
Yeah, real quick. I was looking at like DeMarcus Smart because Breezy brought him up and somebody else brought him up. So on FanDuel, they got him 20 points and for Boston to win plus 700. So I just sprinkled that for whatever it's worth.
Marcus Smart 20 points and 3 threes.
Nah, Marcus Smart 20 points and Boston to win.
Oh, Marcus Smart 20 points and just Boston to win. That's if you think Marcus Smart gonna score, that's a great way to play the game today. With being able to stay off the spread.
Yeah, the 15 is like plus 180 or something.
Okay, yeah. Even if you don't want to take the 20, Dream always got the plus money looks, man. I got to look a little bit more into the plus money looks like Dream, but yeah. Okay, what up, Fred?
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, you good?
Yo, I'm looking at this series price, man. Bucks down 3-1. They plus money, man. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about betting this, man. I just don't see them losing, man. I know they lost to Jimmy yesterday, but man, that Miami team they don't got enough to beat the Bucks, man. That game was a fluke. The way they lost that shit, I ain't gonna lie, man. I think the Bucks might come out and smash these boys, man. I know Jimmy, he been balling, but I don't see it, man. Like, that's not sustainable. The way he was scoring at that clip, it's not sustainable, man. Like, and especially if they change their coverages, which that's my only concern, man. I don't know why they're not blitzing this dude, bro. I'm not sure why they just keep letting him play one-on-one and just send a sink at him. Make these other guys beat you. I bet on Kyle Lowry. So the dude couldn't even give me 10 points. Like, so I'm thinking, like, I bet on Vincent too. He hooked me, like, so I'm just thinking, like, I don't know, man. I got Bucks winning this next game for sure. And we saw the game yesterday. They won that game. Obviously they didn't, but the way they let it go, they up 13. Bud don't even call a time. You're supposed to call a timeout when it's like 6-0 run. You know what I mean? He don't even call a timeout. Like, I don't know, but what he doing? But I just think, I don't know, man. I don't got the Bucks losing, though. That's all I'm gonna say. I think I'm gonna get there, man. For at least the unit. I don't know. I don't got them losing.
What's the price, yeah?
I think they plus like 125 or something. It's just crazy. And I was looking at the championship odds. They still the third favorite, like the best odds. They're the third favorite to win the championship. Yet they down 3-1. It just, I don't know. I don't see them. I don't see them losing, bro. It don't make sense.
This is what I'll say, Frank. I'll say that if Bucks are, of course, the much better team. But if you bet on the Bucks to win the series, I feel like it's not enough value on that line. I need like a plus two something. I need 2 times my money back if I'm betting on the Bucks. And that's enough of a reason for me to stay off, right? Because, like you said, like if you've been following basketball for a while, Mike Budenholzer, the reason why, like, one of his biggest failures in coaching is his ability to be able to adjust. Right, like you see it. So if you bet in the Bucks to win the series, Fred, then you're betting on Budenholzer to make whatever adjustment that he needs to make in this next game and win. Which I think that they do win the next game. Then Spoelstra is a mastermind. He's way smarter than Budenholzer. I think we can all agree on that. Budenholzer, Spoelstra will adjust to the adjustment that Budenholzer makes. And then he's going to have to make another adjustment, right? Like, so you're betting on, like, it's kind of like chess, and you're also betting that Giannis stays healthy, right? Because Giannis, I don't know if people watched the game, he had the triple-double, shout out to Dream last night, but this dude's still not 100%. So while, does Jimmy go off for another 56-point game? I don't think so, right? I don't think you can let that happen 2 times in a row, but at the end of the day, like, is Giannis going to stay healthy? Because I think if Giannis misses another game and for some reason he's allergic to playing against the Miami Heat, every single time you play against him, he get hurt besides the game last night, you're really betting on Budenholzer to make adjustments, and you're really betting on Giannis to stay healthy for 3 straight games in a row. And as weird as that sound, like
He
I'm
looked fine to me though. You think he was looking hurt?
yeah, I mean he was holding that back a couple times. You know what I mean? He also ain't take a big fall either.
He didn't sit down neither a lot during the
45 seconds, I think it was, Dream. Yeah, he was only sitting for 45 seconds.
And if you really watch in the last 3 minutes of the game, he did something. I don't know what he did, but he did something. It looked like he hurt himself. Now he was okay. He made some good passes the rest of the game. But he might have tweaked something. I'm sure he pro athlete. He'd be all right. But I don't think he 100% either.
I mean, definitely not 100, but I would counter that with, I mean, if y'all were watching, y'all seen Bam. Bam don't look 100 either. He looked at maybe 50% the way he was playing. He looked pretty bad out there. And the way, they don't got the depth, man. Brook Lopez killed them yesterday. So, I don't know. I mean, Giannis got the dog in him. That 100% is confirmed. I'm not too worried about him, ducking or, missing games and stuff like that, unless it be just totally, cooked as far as being hurt. But I don't know. I just think, I don't know. It's just Miami. Like I said, I mean, bottom 5 offense and regular season, stuff like that. I don't know.
I just want to say one thing real quick, Frad, because at first when you told me, that's why I said, what's the price? I agree with Chris. Like, I need like plus 200. I can't talk you off because what you're basically doing is betting on game 6 and game 7 because I think everybody can assume they're going to win. But my thing is this: I need like Chris said, plus 200 because like playoff Jimmy, bro. Playoff Jimmy, bro. You cannot say playoff Jimmy not gonna have another 50-point game. Like I see what he did to my Lakers in the bubble. Like didn't bro have like back-to-back 50-point games?
Yeah, bro. It's different, bro. It's different. And then we get one of these games, Dream, where Duncan Robinson hit 5 more threes all of a sudden, and then they win a game. Right.
He know that. He the way he coaches like, I can't beat this team once in the next 3 games. So I think it's gonna be a great series, but it's just the price not good enough for me.
Yeah. One last thing, my bad to keep it going. It's more of just like a shot, like it's just kind of a shot about the slander that Russell Westbrook gets is crazy. I mean, I don't see nobody talking about Drew Holiday, man. What the fuck is he doing out there, man? He's getting cooked. He's shooting like terrible shots. I mean, Drew needs to figure the shit out immediately because I mean the Westbrook slander is crazy, but people always saying Drew's the most underrated player in the league and shit like that. Man, I'm tired of hearing that shit, man. He's getting cooked. He need to figure that shit out immediately.
Yeah, bro. They going through it in Milwaukee, man. They going through it. I don't think they thought it was gonna go like this at all, man. Miami. 2 weeks ago, we had Chicago plus 6.5, and they were looking like they was gonna cover, and they was gonna be the team in the play game.
Miami was like literally on the brink of just being out of this, and now they up 3-1, looking to go to the next round. It's just mind blowing.
Yeah, playoff Jimmy, man.
They might, they could definitely pull it off. So I mean, just the food.
Yeah, no, it's playoff Jimmy, man. Playoff Jimmy is he's a different beast, and he can say that he's not playoff Jimmy, but I've watched plenty of post-game interviews where beat reporters are telling him they're gonna have to step it up because of their seeding, and he's like, "What seed are we in?" And he legit doesn't even know, and he's like, "Well, I guess we just got to start winning games." You can just kind of like he's the prototypical like I'm not going to care about the regular season, and then when I really need to hoop, I'll figure it out. Kind of like the kid in your class that never studied while you was making flashcards and they get 100 because the test the next day. You know what I mean? Like that's who Jimmy Butler is. As annoying as that is, bro. That's just who he is, man. So yeah, I think that makes for really good conversation, right? Really good conversation. I'll probably be there with you because I do think the Bucks can win 3 games in a row, especially with 2 of them being at their crib. But I just want a little bit more if I'm playing that. That's all I want. I just want a little bit more. Plus 125. You're parlaying three straight money lines for plus 125 with Jimmy on the opposite side. And he don't need much, man. He got Kevin Love out there looking like a sniper. He got if you bet that Fred Cal Lowry go out there and give you 30 like he did in the last game, and you'll be on the opposite side. You know what I mean? Like it's just they got so many weapons, even without Tyler Hero, even without without Victor Oladipo. Gabe Vincent could go off for 25. Caleb Martin continuing to cook. So yeah, I can't do it. But if you do it, Fred, best of luck, bro. I'm not on the opposite side.
Yeah, just one. My bad to keep it going. Just one last thing. I just feel like if they win this next game, that plus money is going to be gone. I think they'll balloon to minus 200, honestly, or something crazy, because they're going to be favored in all these games. So I just think,
nah, bro, nah, my guy, nah. Just because this spread is what minus 500 right now, so I don't think it's gonna move that much.
You don't think it's gonna move?
Not that much. Maybe minus 140. Because, and I'm just guessing.
That's what I'm thinking too, Dream. About minus. I was thinking minus 130.
Yeah, game 6 is the game, bro, and just Wham the GOAT in here. So, like Wham say, I know these is a bunch of damn college all-stars, like these undrafted players that they play. But just like Chris said, it could be anybody, bro. It could really be anybody. So the game 6 is what matters. Game 6 at home, that's what matters. And then you still gotta hope that you don't get another 50 from Jimmy next game.
I hear you. No, good insight, man. I appreciate y'all. My bad for holding it up.
No. It's all good. It's all good convo, Frag. I'm Budenholzer. The Bucks eventually gonna be out anyway, right? Like they gonna not like out of the playoffs, but like this team is old. They kind of getting packed up right now. A lot of older players. You're gonna keep a couple of these guys. But we know that Middleton's seeking another contract. He hasn't gotten the extension yet, trying to keep it on the down low for the playoffs. And a couple of those other guys as well, man, are going to be gone. You got, he continues to put Joe Ingles on the floor. We talked about Ingles yesterday. He's dog food, clam chowder. He's the mushy kind. He's terrible out there. But and Jimmy's gonna seek him out every single time because Spoelstra's smart enough to make sure they identify the mismatches on the floor. So you might even see Milwaukee playing some zone because they can't stop 3-pointers from being hit, and that's how they lost last year. Because the Celtics just, I don't know if people remember, Grant Williams, game of his life, 7 for 11 from the 3-point line in Game 7 because drop coverage every single time. Budenholzer doesn't want to make adjustments, and you go home at the end of the day. And Spoelstra gonna make his adjustments. So I think that's the biggest thing for me, Frag, in that game. But great show overall, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Dream, Frag, Great White, Kosaya. I wasn't able to get up some of the guys either today. Breezy came through, dropped some good looks. I think we got some. Winners today for sure, man. Y'all tap back in with me tomorrow. Best of luck. But I am on Boston first half specifically. Clint Capella, I did play his rebounds and assists under 11.5. Cat, I gave out the best number, even though I played it at 32.5. The under right now for Cat is 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Anthony Edwards, 27.5 points. Could not talk anybody off laddering this guy up to 40 in a must-win game today. Like it a lot, man. Best of luck to you guys tonight, man. I'm out.